Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chesswise. Today we are going to continue with again the same topic, queen versus pawn on the 7th rank. Today we are going to discuss the last case, that is the case of the bishop's pawn. Last time we saw that with the king on a5 also white is unable to win this position. So what we understood, when the king is on the shorter side of the bishop pawn, the winning zone becomes even smaller. Okay. So let's look at the winning zone. Now from a4 to c4, okay, c4 to d3, d3 to e3 and e3 to e1. That is the winning zone. It means the king has to reach d3 in one move, or the king has to come to d2 in one move. So from these squares it can come to d2 in one move. See all these squares, and from all these squares it can come to b3 in one move. Okay, hence the d4 square is not there. It takes 2 moves to reach here and 2 moves to reach here from d4. So d4 onwards, this side the squares will not work. Okay, let's see the solution. White can start with qg7 check. He can do many things. Okay, so now what will happen? We will force the king to go down and then use the king position, our king position. So let's see, kb1. Okay, here there are many ways of winning. If the queen is not well placed, we can give check. See, check. Force the king away from the pawn. King will not come here, which allows kb3. Then we go behind the pawn. Okay, then king comes back to b1 or b2, wherever. Then queen check. See, this way, zigzag, we improve the queen. Okay, king comes to b3 or b2. Then again, see, we can do qb3 check. King a1. Now we cannot take the queen here, so queen into pawn is stalemate. Okay, so queen c3 check, kb1, and we get this position. Okay, so here there is a very simple technique, like we did before. We can play the queen to d3 and use the pin, or even simpler, just play the move kb3. Okay, we allow the pawn to queen, and when the pawn becomes queen here, okay, we get a forced win over here. Queen d3 check, king has to go to a1, queen a6 check, king has to go to b1, queen a3 just allows queen into a3, and then queen a2 checkmate. Okay, so now we will see that we could have got this position before also. So here after the move qg7 check, king b1, we could have directly played kb3 also. Okay, after kb3 what happens? If he makes c1 queen, see, we reach that similar position. Queen gives check from g6. See, forcing king a1, then queen a6 check, kb1 and queen a2 mate. Okay, but I showed you the longer method because if the queen is not well placed, maybe we have to do that way. If queen is on this side, maybe. Okay, so now let's look at the king on the other edge of the winning zone. Now let's see the king on e1. Okay, now very simple, just queen gives check from b7 or g7, both are correct. Now the king has to leave the b5, so that is why we chose the b7 square. So after the king comes to a1, just the king reaches d2 and the pawn cannot queen, and we see the pawn will be lost and the position is winning for white. Immediately the pawn will be taken. Say after ka2, king takes c2, ka3 and qb3 mate. Okay, let's see if he has any other option. So after qb7 check, he can go king c1 also, trying for stalemate. So in that case what we will do? We will improve the queen position. First we have to get rid of this stalemate position. So what we can do? We can see, come to the a6 square, force the king to b2, again go queen b5 check. This zigzag method is important. King again comes here. Okay, go king a4. Okay, queen a4, sorry, kb2. Now queen check, king c1, queen a3 check, king b1, and now kd2. See, we simply controlled the c1 square. It's a semi-stalemate. Pawn has to go to c1 and queen c1. Okay, winning for white. Okay, let's look at the positions with king on the other side of the pawn now. So now let's try to understand the winning zone with the king on d2, that is on the longer side of the pawn. Now what we see, we can improve the queen very easily. See, queen can come to d4. Even if it cannot come to d4, anywhere else also is fine. Queen comes to d4. We use the same technique that we used in case of center pawn. Queen attacks the pawn from behind, forces the king to d1, and after qd3 check, we see that it's forced to get the king to c1 now, because ke1 just allows the queen to take the pawn. So after kc1, what we noted from the previous position, just now what we saw, see, a4 to c4, c4 to d3, d3 to e3, e3 to e1. That is the winning zone with the king on b2 square. Now on this side, it will get extended by one move, because king will have to waste one move on c1. So for these three squares to come here, white has got these four squares. So from a5 it can come to a4, from b5 it can come to b4, from c5 it can come to c4, from d5 also it can come to c4. So when the king comes on c1, white can reach these squares from these four squares. Okay. Now let's see on the other side what happens. So now suppose he wants to reach d3, then from e5, from e4 he can reach. So from a5 to d5, d5 to e4, this is about this part, and these two files are also extended, okay, till g1. Because here there is another tactical trick. From e2 there are some possibilities of checkmate. We will see that also. So now the winning zone has become very big. See, a5 to d5, d5 to e4, g4 to g1. That is the winning zone for the bishop's pawn on c2. Same way, if the bishop's pawn is on f2, what will be the winning zone? From h5 to e5, e5 to f4, from f4 to b4, and b4 to b1. So that will be the winning zone for the f2 pawn. Let's see the winning technique now. Okay, very easy. White plays kb4, king comes to b2. We can give check also. We can simply pin the pawn. After pinning the pawn, now note one thing, when we are pinning the pawn, we have to use the d2 square. If we choose the e2 square, then king comes to b1, and after kb3, c1 knight check will be forked. Okay, we don't want to fall into that. So that is why queen comes to d2, pinning the pawn, king b1, kb3. Now the pawn has to queen, otherwise the pawn will be taken. So when the pawn promotes to a queen here, pawn comes to c1 queen, then same technique, queen d3 check, king a1, queen a6 check, kb1, and queen a2 checkmate. Okay. Now finally we will take the other edge of the winning zone and see how white can win over there. Okay. So let's keep the king on the other edge of the winning zone. Okay. So now let's see what can happen. I have put the white queen in a slightly odd place, so that in a difficult situation also it becomes easy to understand the technique. So first 2d7 check. Now this time the king will purposely go to c1, because once it reaches b2, we see that the king is required on e3, and it will not get there. So for example, kc1, okay, now if king f3, then the king reaches b2 and the king is not on the e3 square, so the game will be drawn. So here white has to stop the king from going to the b2 or b1 squares at any cost. So qb5, putting hold on that side, and now see, king can go to d1 or d2. We will understand about first kd1. kd1 is the better move. qb3, pinning the pawn. Again, this is the technique to show the queen's full power. So king goes to d2 now, forced, and now queen pins the pawn from b2. Same would have happened to the direct move kd2. Now see, the queen has pinned the pawn from the other side. Now if king goes to d3, then simply we play the queen to c1 and it becomes winning. So king has to go to d1, and now white simply plays the king to f3. We see that we are trying to create like a semi-stalemate. It's not a semi-stalemate. After the move c1 queen, there is queen e2 checkmate. That is why this side is also covered, because from all these four squares, king can go to any of the square which covers e2 in one move. So these squares it is getting, these three squares, from where it can cover the square e2 instantly. So these four squares allow the king to reach to these 3 squares and white checkmates flag. Okay, so this is all that we need to know. Now there are some other points also. If king goes to e1 here, then we can take the pawn also, or qc1 is just mate. Okay, so this is all about the positions that we needed to know. Okay, we can also do the same practice with king on g1. So if you have any problem solving the position related to king on g1 or any other square, do write in the comment section. Then I will do a solution for that also, and we will continue again later on with the other topics now in king and pawn endgame. We will do some more positions on race of pawns, and then we will move on to other topics. Okay, I hope you are enjoying the videos. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your time.